screen in approximately 48 hours, along with webinars that we have done previously this week and last week, and even before that. So please take advantage of the recording if you get distracted, if you have personal issues that come up during the webinar. Please know that the recording will be available to you. All right, today we are talking about Googlize. Let's get organized with Google Drive. As with all of the webinars, this one is brought to you by the VCCS e-learning and Educational Technology Committee. And we want to thank all of our friends and colleagues on the committee for their help getting all of these organized. My name is Terry Milroy. I'm your presenter today. I'm the coordinator of education technologies at Southside Virginia Community College. In the chat today are Paige Durham from Germanna, Forrest Smith from Germanna, David Todd, and Sherry Prupus from the systems office. So if you have any questions during the webinar, please do post your questions in the chat, and all of my good friends there will be happy to help you. Our agenda for today, we are going to start by reviewing how to access Google Drive, the menu, and the Google Drive dashboard. Then we're going to add and edit items to and within Google Drive. We're going to talk about sharing items and work with the Drive settings. So let's start with accessing Drive, the Drive menu, and the dashboard. If you go to your My College login screen, once you log in, you should see a screen similar to the screenshot on your screen today. And you can log into your VCCS email, which is the Gmail icon that's circled in red. This gets you to your @email.vccs.edu account. If you are a G Suite school like Southside, you can also go to your regular college email. But for the purposes of today, we're going to talk about your VCCS email account. Once you are in email, you're going to go to the checkerboard or waffle icon at the top of your email page and click on that. And then you will click on Drive, which again is circled in red. So let me show you that real quick. If I can, there we go. So if I go to my Gmail right here, and I click on the waffle icon here at the top right, then there is Drive right here, and I can open that and get to my Drive issues. Okay, so once you are in Drive, you have a options for you. The first thing in the menu below the plus new button, which we'll get to, is priority. Priority is Google's artificial intelligence tool that shows you what you have been using often or what you have opened recently. And so if you are looking for something that you have been in and out of a lot, you can go to priority and it's going to have that file or folder there. My Drive is all of your files. That would be your Google Docs, your slides, your sheets, your uploads of any kind that you've added to Drive. Shared drives are other Drive areas that are shared with you and others. So for instance, it may be an organization that you are a part of where you have access to all of the files and documents, but you do not own it. And shared with me is any file or folder, that has been shared with you, but again, you are not the owner, but it may not be part of an organization like shared drives. It may just be something shared within your own organization. Further down the menu, you've got recent, which is documents you have added, edited, or opened within a short period of time. That can also be video files or anything else that you have added to Drive. Starred, any file that you have starred for importance, and we're going to talk about how to do that. If there are things that you need to be able to find quickly in your Drive, you can star them so that you can access them through the starred menu. And then of course, trash allows you to discard any items in your Drive that you no longer need or want. To the top of your Drive screen, you're going to see the quick access dashboard, where 4 or 5 of your most recent files are going to be located. So the last 4 or 5 things that you opened are going to be there, and you can then below that see a list of, see a list of files and folders that you can sort by name, A to Z or Z to A, last modified by me, and last opened. So let's look at those. If I go to Drive right here, you can see my menu down the left-hand side with all the items that we talked about. My quick access files across the top, which are the last 5 things that I've been working in, and then all of my folders, followed by all of my individual files. And I can sort them by name. Right now they're in alphabetical order A to Z, but I can click the arrow and make them Z to A. Or I can go over here to last modified, and I can click on that arrow and change it to last modified by me, meaning I'm the one who changed it rather than anyone who changed it, or last opened by me, and that will bring things to the top. So if I click on last opened by me, then the folders are probably not going to change, but as I go down to files, it's going to be in the order that I last opened them. Okay, so that's a little bit of an overview of your Drive generally. So let's start with an activity. Log into your student Gmail account or your college email if you're a G Suite school and locate Drive. See what files and folders exist in your recent and shared with me areas. So, and then open a file and star it by clicking the transparent star next to the item name. And then look at your starred menu to see if it appears there. And we are going to take about 2 minutes to do that. And ready, go. Okay, I hope you had a minute to take a look in your Drive. We're going to keep going and talk about adding and editing with Google Drive. So in your Drive, at the top of the menu that we talked about a minute ago is the plus new button. And this is how you can upload to add a file, a folder, a video, an audio recording, or you can go down and create a Google Doc, a Google Sheet, or a Google Slide. So let's look at how that works. If I go to my Drive and I click plus new, I can create a new folder by clicking on that and giving it a title. And I'm going to call this webinar folder and create. And now it is going to be somewhere. There it is at the top. Just took a minute to show up. I can also click new and file upload. And I can choose an image or a document from one of my downloads or from my desktop. But let's just do this image and we're going to upload it. And it's going to tell me down at the bottom that it's uploading one item. And you'll get the green check mark when it is done. I can also go down here and open a Google Doc, create a blank document, or create from a Google Doc template. Google Sheets, the same thing, and also Google Slides. So I can create new documents or I can upload existing documents to my drive from here. If you want to edit items in your Google Drive, you are going to right-click on the item in your drive, and you'll get the menu that you see here in the picture. Preview opens files for you to print or download and is especially helpful if they are audio or video files that you want to preview to figure out what they are or how long they are before you send them to someone. Open with allows you to use another application to open it. So if you've put a Word document into your Google Drive, you can open it with Google Docs, for instance. Share allows you to share with others by email address or contact. Shareable link gives you a link that you can either send to someone or put in your Canvas course or share in other ways through other media. Move to allows you to move a file to a folder or a shared drive, or if you are clicking on a folder, which we'll show in a minute, allows you to move a folder somewhere else. Add to starred allows you to add this to your quick access starred files without clicking on it and clicking the transparent star to add it to the starred menu. Available offline makes the file available when you aren't connected to the internet. And a couple more items down below. View details shows you the file size, the file owner, the dates last modified, opened, and edited, and activity on the document. So if there have been a lot of changes to the document, it will list that activity for you. Make a copy is going to allow you to duplicate the item. So if, for instance, you have a blank worksheet and you want to keep the blank worksheet, but you also want to send one to someone for them to fill in, you can make a copy and send them the copy to fill in so that you keep the pristine, clean copy that you made originally. Report abuse is something that you probably won't have a lot of use for, but if for some reason your drive gets hacked, it allows you to report to Google anything that's appeared in your drive as spam, phishing, terrorist threats, or other dangers to your drive and to other users. Download, of course, allows you to create a copy that can be opened outside of Google, and remove is, again, trash. So let's look at all of that. When I go to my drive, if I scroll down here to one of my documents, I can right-click on it, and there is the menu. I need to move that out of the way. So I can preview, and you can see there that it also gives me an option to open with the different options. If I had any printers connected, I could print. I can also download from the preview screen. I can open with, it gives you applications. This is actually a Google Doc, so it will open with Google Docs, but I also have some Chrome extensions here that I could open it with. Share will present me with the option to share this with someone by name, contact, or email. And I can also click shareable link here to get the shareable link. Then there's the shareable link. I actually have add to workspace because Southside has something that most people don't. So that's probably something you will not have in your menu. Move to, I can move this file to another folder in my drive. And go add to starred, available offline, I toggle. I can rename this item if I want to from this menu as well. And then there's the view details, make a copy, report abuse, and download. So let's give you guys an opportunity to do some of this as, editing folders. Sorry, my bad, got one more. So when you edit a folder, you get many of the same features, but you will always get rename for the folder. Some of your files you get rename as well. And you get the opportunity to change the folder color. If you want to be able to find it easier, you can change the color from the traditional black that you see in the list to a different color. And you also get the option to search within the folder if it's got a lot of options. So I'll show you that also. If I go to one of my folders here, my downloads folder, and I right click on it, there is the menu, and you can see the change color. I can choose any of these color palette colors to change it. So I'll make it red. And I still have the opportunity to open, to share, to move, to add to start. Search within downloads then gives me everything that's within that folder and the ability to search. Okay, so now your turn. Go to your drive and add a folder called Google Training, and then right click on it to edit the folder and star it, and then rename the folder Technology Training. I'm going to give you 2 minutes or so, and ready, set, go. Okay, that's about 2 minutes. I hope you had time to do that little activity and explore your drive. We're going to go on now to sharing items. When you right click on a file or a folder and choose share, you can add people like I showed you a minute ago via contact names or email addresses. And if you click the pencil icon, you're going to be able to choose their access to the document or the folder. It means that they can edit, but you can also choose access that is only to comment or only to view. As I showed you at the top, you can get the shareable link to get direct link access to send to someone or to put in your Canvas course. And if you click on advanced at the bottom of that little box, you're going to be able to make broader changes to the availability of the document. So let's take a look at that and let me show you live what that looks like. All right, so if I go in here and I want to, let's see, I'm trying to find something that I can actually share. Okay, so if I want to share this and I click on share, I can add Paige in here and I can give her editing access, or I can only give her access to comment or only access to view. So I'm going to give her editing access, and I can send her a note and say, hey Paige, please review, and go ahead and send that to her, and she will be sent the document with this little message. I can also click here and get a shareable link. If I want to put this document in my Canvas course, I can just click copy link. Notice that I've already adjusted some of the sharing settings so that anyone at Southside Virginia Community College with the link can view. If I click on this down arrow, I can change that. I can say anyone can comment, or, whoops, now that I changed it, if we go to advanced and go to change, we get those settings again. I can make it public on the web, I can make this document so that anyone with the link can access it, but it is not public on the World Wide Web. I can make it, again, so anyone at Virginia Community College can find it and access it. And I can turn access off again. So any of those options are open to me. And if you have any questions about link sharing, there's a help link that opens when you click there and takes you to Google's help. Okay. And down here at the bottom where I originally started, there is a setting to prevent editors from changing other people's access or adding new people to the document. And it allows you to disable the option to download, print, or copy where commenters or viewers are added. So they can only comment or view, they cannot download, print, or copy the document. All right. Whoops. Running a little slow today. There we go. Okay. You can also look at your drive and identify shared items in the drive by the little person icons. So a folder that has been shared with other people has a little person icon on the folder image itself. A document that has been, shared with other people has a two-person icon next to the name of the document. Okay, this is only in list view. So let me show and explain both of those things. So I'm going to say done on this. If we go back to my drive, you can see some of my folders have the little person icon. They have been shared with people. Some of them do not. Okay, some of them are mine. Some of them are shared with other people. The same thing, if I scroll down to my documents, you can see that some of them are shared with other people, but some of them are not. So if I click on one of these that is shared, and I go in here to share, I can see that I have shared it with anyone at the college. And so that's who it is shared with. All right. Oh, and list view, sorry. This is list view so that I have all of my folders followed by all of my documents. If I go over here to this little table icon and go to grid view, what I get instead is all of my folders still, but my documents have kind of a preview showing, and you're not going to see the share icon on the name of the document. So if you want to keep that visible at all times, you need to keep it in list view so that you can see what is shared and what is not. All right, it's your turn again. In Drive, arrange items in list view using the little icon up there at the top right that looks like some books stacked on top of each other. Right on an item to share with someone in your college, and after you share and click done, go back to list view and look and make sure that the shared icon has appeared. And you'll get roughly 2 minutes and Okay, that was about 2 minutes. Hope you found something to share in your Google Drive. Let's keep going. And now talk about commenting, collaborating, and assigning tasks in Google Drive. So in order to collaborate, you're going to obviously click on the share icon, then in the add people in groups, where you must use your email.vccs.edu account. You're going to choose permissions, viewer, commenter, editor, temporary access, make owner, or remove, and click done. So you can see that when you share, you're going to have the email or person that you're adding or the group that you're adding, then you're going to get the little drop-down menu over here at the bottom that when you click on the arrow, you get your options. If you want to comment on a document in your Google Drive, you're going to select the text after you open the document that you want to comment on. You're going to click Add Comment and type your comment in the box. You can direct a task comment to another person by adding the plus sign in the comment box followed by their @email.vccs.edu email address. You can add as many people as you want, and each person will get an email with your comment and a link to the file. To assign the comment to a specific person, check the Assign To box and click Comment or Assign. So that's a lot, so let's look at that for a minute. If I go into my Google Drive and I open, let's see, what can I open? All right, let's open this. And I want to make a comment, I can highlight some text and click the comment icon, which is this little flag up here at the top. And when I do that, it allows me to say, hey, this is in the incorrect order. And click comment, and that will appear. And I'll do that, and then I'm going to resolve it or remove it. I'm going to delete the comment because I am not the only one looking at this document sometimes. But I can also assign this as a task. So if I click the comment and I click plus, now it gives me a list of contacts that I can assign this to. So if I assign this to Paige, assign, resolving this issue to her by clicking assign, and now she's going to get that. Anyone with the link can comment and click on that. So now Paige has been assigned fixing something in this document. Okay. So another activity for you guys, go to your Drive, create a Google Doc, share the doc with another user and give them comment access. Then if you have time, open an existing doc, comment somewhere on part of the document, and then comment again to assign a task to another user. Be sure again that you're using your email.vccs.edu emails to give access and assign tasks. I'll give you about 2.5 minutes to try and do this and go. Okay, that was about 2 minutes and 30 seconds. I hope you guys had an opportunity to do some sharing and commenting. The last thing we're going to cover today is your Drive settings. So you access settings from the gear icon at the top right of your Google Drive. There's only 3 items in your settings, and that is settings themselves, get Drive for desktop, or keyboard shortcuts. So the important two here are the settings, which give you the general notifications and how to manage other apps, and keyboard shortcuts in case you need the keyboard strokes for the normal Drive functions. Oops. So let's look at the settings real quick. Here in my Drive, if I go up here to the top to the gear icon and click on settings and click on settings again, then you can see that it will give me general information about storage. I can check this box to convert uploaded files to Google Docs. It gives me language settings, offline settings, and suggestions to make relevant files handy when you need them in quick access, surface important people and files and shared with me, and make priority my default homepage. In notifications, I have the opportunity to get updates about Google Drive in my browser, to get updates about Google Drive in Slack because I am in several Slack groups, and get updates about Google Drive via email, and you can check or uncheck these boxes. And then lastly, I can manage my apps. I have Canvas. I do not want to disconnect Canvas from Google Drive, but I could do that if I felt compelled to. I have some extensions, DocuSign, Google Collaboratory, some other things that I can choose to disconnect from, or they're not going to open. Let's see. Nope, not going to open. Or I could uncheck use by default if I don't want to have them in my list. But those are the basic settings in Google Drive settings and keyboard shortcuts. You can see what the shortcuts are for your keyboard if you don't have a mouse or if your mouse or touchpad is disabled. It also allows you to find them easier by application, to upload your menus and your action items. So that is our basic overview of Google Drive today. We have showed you how to access Drive, use the Drive menu, and navigate the Drive dashboard. We've showed you how to add files and folders to Drive, demonstrated how to create new Google items from Drive, reviewed the editing options for files and folders within the Drive, showed you how to share items and identify shared items, and we've reviewed your Drive settings. So we would love to know how we did today on your screen, and I'm sure in the chat, one of my friends will put this link to our ELET survey. We would like to know your opinion on how these webinars go and what else we can do to help you in the future. This is how we decide on our schedule for the upcoming months. So if there's something particular that you would like help with or like us to comment on going forward, we would love to know that. And a big thank you to all of you for being here today. We appreciate you taking the time. I know this first week back teaching is very hectic for everyone, so we don't fail to understand that you've taken time out of your day to spend with us, and we appreciate it. If you've got any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, thank you again, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay safe and healthy. Know that we're all thinking good thoughts for all of you.